So what I'd like to do is to grab a piece of paper. I'd like to write on that piece of paper 3 C's. Okay? So you only need a piece of paper. I recommend paper because one of the activities is going to be quite harmful for tablets. Okay. and while you're thinking about that, though, you're probably sat there thinking, actually, who am I? Who am I to tell you about how you work with enterprise architecture and board? Now, if you were with me in October 2006, you were sat in a boardroom in the hotel at Russell Square in the Russell Hotel. Now, it's one of those typical British days. You know the kind of day where you stick your hand out the window to see what kind of weather it is and it's always raining and it's just the temperature that changes? And as you're in that boardroom, it's a beautiful room. I mean, the Russell Hotel, if you've never been in there, it's amazing. It's got beautiful wood paneling, it's got marble chandeliers, really good stonework, marble and everything. And you sat there around the newly formed executive board for a new hospital group. You've got no idea how this whole meeting will go on. But you've prepared, because you're an enterprise architect, right? So you've got all your artifacts ready, you've done your due diligence. And I was sat there, ready for my turn. I stood up. I was in my element. Every single question I could answer. I'll give you an example. So if you please turn to page 437 of my pack, what you'll find over the next 30 pages is a detailed outline of exactly what networking equipment is being left by our divestment engine. Now what you'll certainly see is that we're going to be missing anything to do with the data centre, so obviously we need to build that capability straight in. And not only that, but as the next slide shows, we're also missing the capability of regional distribution centres and head office and a finance function. So obviously we need to be looking at how we can build this in. I mean, you've done that, right? I mean, you've been in those meetings, you've got all the data. I mean, data's fabulous, isn't it? Yes or no? Yeah. We always take a data-driven approach, yes or no?
Yes.
Absolutely. And that's where I was. I was in this spot. Mark stands up because I just don't get it. What is it that you're trying to show, Mark? I don't see how you're moving our organisation forwards. I don't see where the cost savings are going to come from. And I don't see how you're going to make sure we have no risk. You've just presented us with data. I must admit, I was a bit shocked. I mean, Mark was our CIO, newly appointed, so out of everybody in this entire audience, he was the one person I thought would be on my side. The one person that I thought would actually know about this stuff. Where had it gone wrong? I mean, I tried to build a consensus. I mean, you guys like me, aren't you? You go around, you have those conversations with everybody before the meetings, right? And just to make sure everyone's aware of what's going on. And still, I'm in this position where, you know, the CIO was challenging me. You know, it's just back to basics. I had 6 weeks to be able to pull together a new board pack to show them exactly what it was about. And Mark had gone to ground, you know, I couldn't get on the phone, I tried to visit the office, even though I had seen him. And everyone else wasn't really being too helpful. They could tell me what they didn't want, nobody could tell me what they did want. Until about 2 weeks later, I met up with a gentleman called Phil. Now Phil's an extraordinary gentleman, the operations director of the newly formed hospital. And he turns around and says, Martin, it's not about the data. We know you know your stuff. You've been picked because you're an expert in these areas. But what we need to know is what you believe. Show us how that is going to change our organisation. Now it's not easy because, I don't know about you, but I've read the Zograph manual, the Zachman one and the PR and all the others, and nowhere does it say anywhere about belief. Yeah? Which model do you use for that? What process is it? You know, I didn't actually go out on it, I restructured it. And I'm pleased to say that actually on that next occasion, I presented only a 10-page board paper. And in that board paper, it showed all my beliefs. How I believed we would make the operation work better. How I believed we could save money. And how I believed we could make sure every single operation went fine. Well, let's face it, if the operation goes wrong, people get a bit irritated. And that's really where I started from. And I've taken that same process, that same level of trying to find those beliefs, that's the same way of being able to transfer my belief, my knowledge into other people's minds. And that's taken me on an interesting journey, where I've worked with many different organisations over time in being able to improve the way that they change and the way that they change their organisation. I've also been in a position where I was asked to write for the Digital Leadership book in 2015, which was published out by the British Computer Society. I wrote my own book on digital transformation back in 2015, and that got recognised for an industry award. I'm also an award-winning speaker specifically on the subject of change and how to make things happen. But it's not because I'm special. I mean, I'm just a Yorkshireman, for God's sake. Yeah? But the skills that I've developed and acquired and that I teach my clients are very special. And it's those skills that I was trying to introduce today. So let's go back to the 3 C's that we've got on our pieces of paper, okay? So, who has got the wrong slide? Those. So who's got the Irish Sea, Mediterranean Sea and the North Sea? Anybody? Please raise your hands. Come to I thought you might have that. Now, it's because this first C is actually the one thing that most of us probably make this mistake on. And when you get this wrong, nobody actually understands what's going on. But when you get it right, the magic really happens. Because all of a sudden, you have understanding. And that C is around communication. Now, when I talk about communication, I'm really talking about the language that you use. Because language is really important, that you choose what's appropriate to your audience. I heard it said in the previous lecture from Judith, where she said actually that you won't use enterprise architecture language necessarily when you're talking to a normal human being. That's not to say we're not normal human beings, we're just extraordinary. And that one's bold, I'll not do that one ever again. So when you're thinking about how you're structuring language, really think about what it is. Because I've been in boardroom situations where I've had the head of IT argue with the board because the board wants to put an intranet site on the internet, using SharePoint Online or something. And he argues with the board because intranet sites are internal. The definition of the word intranet means on your internal network. The problem being is, the board don't care. You've got to work out what is it that they mean. And when they're talking about internet, what they're actually saying is, we want a portal by which we can share things, we can collaborate. We're seeing our organisation grow beyond our boundaries, and therefore we need to embrace this and work out a way of being people together. So standing there, and I think as the head of IT, your intranet site is an internal thing. It's the wrong thing to argue about. Now, I'm sure you guys would never have that kind of conversation, would you? Yes, I know. I know answer that one, actually. But I'd like to illustrate a point. So with that piece of paper that you've all just written 3 C's, can you all stand up for me? With your piece of paper in hand. Please don't use your laptop. It will destroy it. Okay. I'll put mine behind the back. Right, I would like you to fold your paper in half. Okay? So you can do it in front of yourself. I just don't want you to see like this. Okay? Now I want you to fold it in half again. I want you to tear a corner off it. Yeah, in the corner. Okay? Fold it in half once. I will take that later, don't worry. Fold it in half once again. And tear another corner off it. Okay. What I'd like you to do now is unfold your paper and wave it up in the air. Not in your hair, that will work. Okay? What have we all noticed? The same instructions for everybody has resulted in different results. Correct? And it's because you can sit down now. And it's because we all take a different initial starting point. Because when you're in that boardroom, every single person who's there has their own worries. They have their own department or their own practice area. They have the challenges that they need to get sorted out. Because they're looking for direction as well, yes or no? Yeah. So with me, when I did mine, I folded mine corner to go. You guys might not have done. You might have actually taken it and folded it landscape or portrait. Because you've all started from slightly position. And you've got to remember that. So when you are having these conversations, be incredibly clear with the people that you're talking to, because you never quite know the picture that's being developed in their head. And that's really where the belief comes in. Because you're trying to take that mental image that you've got in your mind and transmit it to yourself. So you can see what I'm, no, don't see what I'm seeing. So you can see what I'm seeing. Yes or no? Yeah. And that's really the essence of language, really. So it's nothing special. This is nothing new. But it's something that sometimes I think we can forget. Because we're so deep into the technicalities of what we're doing. Because we are subject matter experts, yes or no? Yes. Yeah. And therefore we know every single foundational element of the things that we're dealing with. But it means that we have to be really careful when we come to explain to others. So the next C we're going to deal with is content. And this is, when you get this right, it's a fantastic enabler. But when you get it wrong, people will judge you on the wrong things. What do I mean actually by going to judge you on the wrong things? It is the fact that most people, because they don't understand the really technical subjects that we may be presenting, they will look at the paper that you deliver and will judge on things that they do understand, like the font, potentially spellings, or your grammar might not be brilliant, or you might just use that wrong shade of blue for the corporate colours. Yeah? And that will form their opinion of them. You know, and first opinions count, don't they? Because at the end of the day, that's what most of us human beings deal with, is actually that opinion-based. And to then change that person's opinion of the facts that you've presented can be really difficult. Now, I have worked with some clients, and I've worked with some architecture teams actually, and they're so worried about what they're going to present. They do the CYA method. You might know what the CYA method is. It's the cover your bottom method for the camera. And effectively what they do is they produce these 400-page documents, just like I've done in the past. I've made these mistakes, is why I can tell you about them. And you know, they do that so they don't have to make a decision. They don't have to have an opinion. They don't have to have their own belief challenged or judged. But by doing so, what they do is they create confusion. Because these board members, they're really busy people. I don't know if you've noticed that. But they tend to have their own agendas and things that they're doing. So they're not going to sit down and read a 400-page paper, I'll tell you that much. You're going to struggle to get them to read a 10-page paper, and most of them will just flip through it, to be absolutely frank. And it's even harder if English is a second language. I'll tell you that on that one later. So you've really got to make sure the elements that you put into your content is absolute gold dust. So take that design method, what's it called? Less is more. Yeah? And that's really important when you start to think about the content that you're going to present to the board, which in regards to which situation you're in. And that kind of really brings me back to the last of the 3 C's I'm going to talk about today. And with this one, I tend to find it's one of those that most people forget. And what they do is they're so busy dealing with their own task, their own thing they've got to deliver, they actually forget about the bigger picture. But yet, when you remember the bigger picture, you actually have a massive impact on the organisation. And that is context. And it's remembering the context that you're there in. Who here has been in a meeting where there's people that are sat in that meeting that do not contribute, that do not ask questions or anything? Raise your hands. I mean, I'm not talking about you guys contribute, right? Don't answer that question. But the whole point is, you're there for a reason. There is a context for you to be in that meeting. You have been invited to sit there because you are an expert. And as such, they're waiting for you to ask questions, because that's what experts do, isn't it? Experts know the right question to ask to be able to get the right answer to be able to move themselves forwards. I know there was an old adage, you know, to get a good answer, you have to ask a good question. And I think, was it Picasso who turned around and said, computers are rubbish. They just give you answers. It's the question that drives us. And this is the same thing. You're there with a remit where you're being expected to do things. You've already gained their trust. They already like you, know you, and they want you to do a good job. So prove it to them that you can. You don't have to give them the massive board paper or anything, because they already know you. If they don't, or they're worried about something, don't worry, they will ask questions. And they can ask some very difficult questions. And then you can bring out your architecture artifacts. You can bring out your documents and your methodologies and the people that you've had working with you, your banks of architects and whatever else that's going to need to be able to help them understand what's going on. But just work from the premise that they do know and they do trust you. So I'm going to challenge you to go away when you leave this room, and don't be afraid of entering the boardroom. Don't be afraid of speaking up. Don't be afraid of sharing your opinion, your belief, and what your knowledge is of where you're going to move forwards. Because that's what's going to change people's minds. And if you want to continue to get the same results you're getting today, continue to take the same actions. My final word, you might want to write this down, is the skill of influence is belief. And the skill of influence is change. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, I think that was an excellent, high-powered, high-energy way to finish the day, so thank you for that. We do have now a considerable period of time until we have the social, so I would suggest that as you all reach for Slido, as you all know that I'm always asking you to do at the end of sessions in room 2, please do that. There are 5 questions on Slido. You don't have to answer all of them, but if you could just give your feedback for at least 2 or 3 of them for Martin, that would be much appreciated. But let's also use that time while people are doing that. Any last questions or observations or advice that you'd like to ask Martin before we break?
Hopefully a Yorkshireman. Have you got no shame, man?
I am modest, let's put it this way. Any other questions? About Yorkshire as well, I'm quite happy.
So Yorkshire free? What?
That whole thing about being from Yorkshire is a misnomer. So we taught the Scots how to be frugal, that's all. It doesn't mean we don't know where value is. Yes?
Yeah, quick one. So what is the best way to bring people along with you to get them to take ownership of any change? Because people like to stick to the old way of doing things. How do you get people on board to get them to embrace change?
That's a fabulous question. If anybody else didn't hear it, it's talking about how do you bring other people along on the journey of change and what's the best methods that you can find to do that. The best method I've found, and again this is the way I work, is to really explain to them why. Why are we doing the change? What is going to be the end result? How is it going to impact them? But you also have to think about it in the wider context, because every change has more than one facet. So you'll think about it from an organisation point of view, and every organisation does. How much is it going to cost us? What's the change going to be? How long is it going to take? Yada, yada, yada. What's the benefits for that organisation? But the bits that they don't really talk about, things that you need to be thinking about and talking about with your teams on, is actually, what's in it for me? Because the human mind works in a simple way, that the first question it asks is, what's in it for me? You know, it's the fight, flight, threat, or a mate kind of syndrome. You know, you're going to have one of those kind of ideas. So you have to address that. And once you've addressed what's in it for me, how am I going to do it? Is it going to be a better quality of work? Is it going to be a better kudos for me? Am I going to be able to use this on my CV? Am I going to see a pay increase? Whatever the benefits for that person, just highlight what benefits.
So with any change in any bunch of stakeholders, you're going to get winners and losers.
Yep.
How do you sell it to the losers?
Good question. Yeah, good question. I don't think I've ever found a really good way of doing that. I think you've got to be honest and frank. I think...
Well, yeah, being dishonest doesn't work.
No, I'm trying to tart it with the poo sandwich. I'm trying to think how not to throw me. It doesn't work either. So I think having that very frank conversation, and I have had to have those on certain occasions, where you have to just explain that something might not be working, or potentially some department's going to be changed, or whatever's going to happen there. I think having that more honest conversation.
Just being straight and honest. Yeah.
I mean, I can get away with it. Being a Yorkshireman, we're quite good at that, aren't we? Being flat and honest. Yes?
The challenge I've had is, if you don't believe in the change yourself, what do you do then?
Get another role. To be frank, that's the only way to do it. Personally, I've exited roles where I don't believe I can make an impact. That I have a very firm belief that I will only work somewhere, work with an organisation, if I can make a change, be that change, make things happen. If you're in somewhere where you can't do that, then you're never going to believe it.
if you're the kind of guy that can take money for just fair enough, but I'm not that kind of guy. I'm very much in case I find something else to do.
So how do you deal with the lukewarm support?
The lukewarm support,
Yeah.
as in
Talk of change, but you don't actually really want to do it.
I think a lot of that is almost pushing it back to ask them the questions, find out what the challenges are. And it's amazing, in many situations, a lot about lukewarm support is because they've got their own hidden agenda. And 9 out of 10 times, if you can ask the relevant questions that suggest where the change should be going, and make it so they are actually suggesting that change, you'd be surprised at how much that support changes. So it's a lot of it's just the engagement side. Any other questions? Sorry, Dan, sorry. Dan? Anyone else?
Excellent. Then that is Martin. It only remains for me to say thank you for listening to the guest, and again, thank you very much for your insights.
Thank you very much.
I think there's a short break, comfort break now, until we recommence at past. I think we're putting the rooms back together.
NBCS, DAR now. I've just noticed it now. Finally go back to the time of I'll take the weekend with Thank you very much. Yeah, I think a lot of people do, but it's amazing that still got so many organisations for us to actually try and help people.